Okay, we are back, and this is video 6. I got back from my appointment a lot sooner than I expected and had some lunch following video 5. So this video 6, the focus is going to be on coding, and we're going to add some head tags to the head section of our index file. We're going to add our first image, and we're going to add our first link. Okay. I thought I was going to have my screen capturing software installed. I don't have it installed yet. So I may go back later and do some screen capturing of typing all of that. In the meantime, I'm going to just read to you what you need to type character by character. And then I'm going to upload the file updates that are saved into the hosting account. And we talked about before that you can right click on a screen on any web page and choose to view the source, and you can see the lines of code that are there. Now, certain types of code will almost be invisible when you look at those pages. So, but the HTML and the CSS you will be able to see for this example. So after I make this video and I post it, probably a few hours later or 24 hours later, somewhere around there, the source code will be updated for the site that demonstrates the project as we're working on it. And then again, if you come across this tutorial set after the main part of the course is complete, you can still view the source code at any time. You just won't be seeing it as it progresses. You're going to see like the completed result. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to pull up the exact index file that we used the other day. So I'm going to open my File Explorer, which looks like a file folder at the bottom. And I had mine on my desktop, and you should have a copy of yours on your desktop too for quick access. But at this point in time, mine is saved into a removable disk, which is actually just the, the memory stick. So I need to locate it. Where? I thought I knew right where it was. This is why it's good to be organized. Multitasking, oh the fun. Looking for the file, not finding the file. So here's what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do. Let's see. Yeah, open with Sublime Text. Okay, close. Alright, I'm going to start a new sample index file. File, save as. We're going to put it in the desktop. Save. Okay. I'm going to pull something up over here. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do, since we're going to have our first image displayed, is pick out an image. So let's start with that. That'll be the easiest thing to start with. We're going to go to Google Chrome and we're going to type in Canva, canva.com. And I'm going to get signed in with one of my Google accounts. Remember before we talked about how your Google account could be used to link into Canva. Okay, so we're going to say use custom designs or dimensions, use custom dimensions, and then the screen is going to say create a design, and there's going to be two white boxes and it's going to be width and height, and then it says px. We're going to keep it px. That stands for pixels. Remember we talked previously about how pixels are just a unit of measure and they're just tiny little squares. Okay. So it doesn't really matter exactly how big they are in real life. We just use them to measure things right now, and that's all you really need to know. So when it comes to Google mobile web friendliness tests, if your width of your image and your text areas is 400, and the width is the main concern. If you set a centered layout, which is what we're going to create, and it's only about 400 pixels wide as far as your images and your text boxes, then that's going to be a big key in very quickly and very easily making your website Google mobile friendly. When you look at it on a computer or a laptop, it's going to have lots of background space in this nice centered layout, and then when you pull it up on a phone, it's going to be centered and it's going to fill the screen pretty well. And depending on the size of the phone, you may just a hair slightly make it smaller or slightly make it bigger. So 400 is kind of like a magic pixel width that you can use and not have to utilize lots of other techniques for making it all reflexive. There's this term called reflexive CSS or reflexive styles or reflexive web design. We're not going to get into all of that yet. We are going to get into that in the future because it gives you more options as far as the beautification of your site. But you can build a really simple, beautiful site with a center layout and, you know, just make the width right and a couple of other things in your styles a certain way and get that Google mobile friendly result. So we're going to make this, let's see, 400 wide and we'll say 300 tall. and then you're going to click the green button that says design, so 400 by 300, and hit the green design button. And I'm hoping you've played around with this a little bit, made a couple of practice things here. Okay, so automatically Canva will suggest some designs you could, there's a gnat, some designs you can play with. Some are marked as free and some have a little dollar symbol. Pretty much anything you do on Canva is going to cost around $1 unless it's marked as free. Of course, there's a little bug. Okay, and another great thing is on the left you can click on a section called Uploads, and you can choose to upload your own images. So if you have these really beautiful HD photographs that you've taken of anything related to your site, or that you would just want to use to beautify your site, you just upload those. They come right into here. They stay in this gallery for you to personally use forever, and then you can click on them and then they'll just pop up over here, and then you can add text and things on top of it, and that's free, which is pretty amazing. So I was thinking today that I'm just probably going to use one of the sample designs that they have. So I'm going to hit search, and let's see what illustrations gives me. Oh, that's all kinds of different little icons and things. I'm going to hit layouts. Layouts gives you like some things that have a logo professional feel to them. So I'm gonna try I need to not spend all day trying to decide. Since this is just an example, I need to get with it. Okay, there's one called Beach Party that I can see on my end. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to move it around because I think it's a whole lot bigger than this tiny little thing that I've chosen here. It is a whole lot bigger. I'm going to resize it a bit and drag it and resize it some more. And you can just resize this by, you still see symbols on the corners of the box. I wonder if it's still going to give me the text or not. Beach scene is pretty cool. Okay, so I've got a background. It's a little beach scene for the image. I'm going to add some text, and ooh, I think I like that one. And it's free. This is free too. That looks pretty. Alright, something else that's really cool is when you add text, if you kind of glide that box that the text is in around, you will get these little lines vertically and horizontally that pop up to help you indicate if you are in a center alignment with the tops and the sides of the page. and it'll even show you if you're in alignment with other text boxes. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so I think this one's kind of pretty. I might use it, I might change the color. I really kind of like the original color quite a bit. This is a tricky one. This is a tricky one because I really like it. Okay, I'm just gonna stick with what it already was. And just keep it the golden color. After all, this is just an example for now. It doesn't need to be perfect. And maybe move it up. There, that's better. That's better. Okay, so I'm changing part of it. Okay, so the top part, I'm gonna make the text say, the name of the site. And it's TCWDIYC. And down here, I'm going to put .com. That looks kind of cool. The sample website companion and source code how about a free sample website companion and source code. And then at the bottom, I might add a little bit more text. And make it, let's make this maybe like a really ashy gray color, or maybe even like an ashy green. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, a dark ashy green. Okay, and then I'm going to change the size of that to 12. Actually want it to be smaller. Will it go slightly smaller? Maybe not. And then what font for that? We'll make it really thin since it's going to show up. So we'll say from the examples from the complete webdiycourse.com. Examples to share from the complete web DIY-course.com. Maybe I will right align that section. And combine the lines on these. And move this down to the corner. I just wonder if I can make this a little bit smaller. There. Examples to share from the complete web DIY-course.com. I think that'll do for now. Okay, so now I'm going to say download, and I like to download the PNG high quality image. So hopefully while I've been taking forever working on my image, you've taken forever working on yours. It doesn't matter, you can always go back and change this. Okay, so it automatically gives it a name, and it automatically will save the file into your downloaded file folder. So I'm going to close out this Your Design is Ready box. I'm going to close out Canva, leave the page, totally close out of Canva. Now at the bottom of my Windows screen, I'm going to hover over File Explorer and click on it. And then I'm going to find the folder called Downloads and double click that. And then I'm going to find the file that was automatically named. You got to kind of watch as that file is downloading to see what it's naming it as. I'm going to drag the file from out of that file folder onto the desktop. And I'm going to say save as, or no, not save as. I just need to click twice on the name and give it a new name. So we're going to say, I'm just going to call mine TCWDIYC dash home dash page dash header dash image. And I'm going to open it because something is not looking right. That is so bizarre. I've never encountered this problem before, and I'm having this problem. Okay, so I'm going to open it with Paint. Okay, what happened was, and I've never seen this happen with Canva before, and I've used Canva at least 100 times, at the very least. Rather than it saving the file in the dimensions that I specified, it made the image in the dimensions that I specified, but it saved it to a big, large white space that is much larger. I have never had that problem before. So I'm going to open it with Paint. I'm going to choose Select a Rectangular Selection. I'm going to get into the top left corner, and my coordinates at the bottom will say 0, 0, px, and I'm going to highlight this. This is so bizarre. Why did this happen? The dimensions are not quite right. Okay. I need to get back to my other job, and of course this is not going smoothly. This is so funny. Okay. Let's look at my designs again and figure out why did this one work different than the hundreds of others that I've made here. After all that, seriously. Okay, copy. Oh, fudge. Why is that doing that? I swear this is so ridiculous. And it looks so beautiful. Why did it? Okay, file. It says custom dimensions 1080 by 1080. How did they get changed? Oh, Canva. It never fails when you're doing something live. You'll have an error that you've literally never had before in hundreds of practices. Okay, use custom dimensions. Width 400 pixels. 400 pixels. I can see it right before my eyes. By 300 pixels. Why did it change, and how did it change at the end? Okay, so what I'm just going to do is click on background this time, and I'm going to choose a free background rather than a layout, and I'm going to say, what color should I use? I'm going to use for the life of me, I cannot decide. Of course, I want a background that's not free. Okay. Nope, that one doesn't fit. That one's kind of cool. Ooh, I think I like this. I like that. Okay, so I found a background, and I'm going to put in some text. I'm going to change the size of it and the font. Okay, and I'm going to make the color a very dark blue. And we're going to just say the name of the website, tcwdiyc.com. And I'm going to put that at the top and center it in that section there. And then I'm going to add another text field. And I'm going to change this font and I'm going to change the color to be maybe like blue that's even darker, and change the size to 12. And we're going to say the companion site to the complete web DIY course.com. Sample, this is your personal free sample site and source code, exclamation point. Okay, that looks fair enough. I might just change the font on this top section. If I'm gonna take all day to do it, I might as well make it look decent. Or sort of decent. See what that looks like. Too much. Not quite. Kind of like this one. Let's make it bigger. Bigger. Slightly smaller. Oh, really? A little bit smaller. There. That still needs adjusted just a little bit. Perfect. Now make sure it's centered. Is it centered? That's centered. Okay. You'll see this image that I took way too long to make here shortly. I'm going to download it again and try the PNG file. it's having me pay $1. Okay. It's saying the payment is not. One-time use license. Oh my gosh, really? It's saying my payment method is not okay. I swear, everything that's gonna go wrong today is gonna go wrong. Alright. Where do I change the payment method? Options. Why won't it let me change the payment method? You've got to be kidding me. It says all changes are saved. Where can I change my payment method? Your designs. There's my name. Let's go to settings. Here we go. Change credit card. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Month and year. CVC. So much work to just give them $1. Okay. Now, let's see if I can get back to my designs. Please say, yes, there it is. It's still there. So I'm going to try again to say download and high quality PNG, pay $1, make payment. We cannot process the payment. I know these are valid forms of payment, so what seems to be the trouble, guys? What seems to be the trouble exactly? Okay, need help. Billing and payments. Is there a way to contact them? I cannot believe I've never had problems with this site before, and now I'm trying to do a tutorial because it's such a wonderful site and it messes up the one time that I do this. Billing and payments. What should I do if my card is declined? Just normal things you do if your card is declined, but there's no reason for either of these cards to decline. So I'm thinking there's some kind of error in their payment system, or maybe, I don't know. So I'm going to have to design something again that's free since the card thing's not working. I'm going to go back to settings and I'm going to remove that card. Because I don't want to leave a card in there if it's not working right. And that's taking a long time, so let's try and just change the card and put a fake number in there. It won't let me remove the card that's there. It's saying loading. They're having a problem with their payment system. Okay, let's go back to my designs. It looks so beautiful. This totally sucks. Maybe I've been telling too many people about this great website and their server's overloaded. Okay, so I need to change the background because the background was the part that was $1. Let's find a different background that's free and hopefully that I can just use right along with this pretty little text thing that I've created here. That looks bleh. That looks like crap. Come on! Let me see what I have in my uploads again. Maybe I have something in one of my old uploads. No, none of these would really suit this. Okay, go back to background. Let's choose a background color. That background looks like terrible. And I need something that's light. And now I have a headache, which is so cool and awesome. So super cool and super duper awesome. I'm gonna type in free images. Whoa, there we go. That's the money ticket right there. Now I just need to find one that is light in the middle area where my text is already at. There's all these people working out. There's all these pictures of people working out and lifting weights. Oh my god. Oh wait, now we're into the ones that cost money. Come on, grr. Ooh, what's that? Oh, this is killing my eyes and my head, and I need to get back to my other work. This is one of the things that is a realistic thing that happens when you build websites for other people. especially if they don't provide you with the images and the content that they want to have on their website, because you end up spending enormous amounts of time trying to figure out what they're going to want because you don't really know. I love this one, but it's putting it on top of my text. Oh, now it moved it behind it. Okay, let me see if I make it a little bigger. Oh, don't move that. Hey now, hey now. God, this just looks like crap. This looks so terrible. I'm gonna have to change the color scheme on the letters. Okay, we're gonna change this to a super dark green. And that one too. It just looks so blah. It should look like bright and brilliant, and that's not the way it looks. It looks like a picture of the sky right before a bad storm was coming in or something. Okay. Copy forward back, more options, transparency, flip, link, transparency. That's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool effect. I like it a little better that way. That's full color. That looks kind of cool. I'm not happy with this, but for the sake of moving forward, let's just go and move forward. So we're going to do a JPG download, and this one should be free because there were no paid elements. Okay, close out of Canva. I'm going to delete my other image, go back to my downloaded files, downloads, moving it to the desktop, renaming it, and this time I'm just going to call it TCWDIYC header image. This one is proportioned properly. Canva, what has become of you? I'm sure it'll be fine later. Okay, so we were going to add our first link, we were going to add our first image, and we were going to add some tags to the image file. We're not going to have time for all that because we're at 49 minutes. So I'm pulling up my index file, and here's what I'm going to do to save you guys some time. I am going to modify this description. Welcome to TCW. I'm just going to speak as I type things on the index page, and then I'm going to save the changes, and then I'm going to upload it as the index file. And what I'm going to encourage you to do is when you go to tcwdiy.com, tcwdiyc.com, when you go to that site, right click on the white space and choose View Source. You can print that out or you can just look at it and just try and see what's there. And what I want you to do is copy my code. Just highlight my code, do Control-C, copy it, paste it in your index file, save the changes, only you're going to modify the things that need to be modified for you. So just read the sections. Where it says title, you're going to put the name of your website, not the name of my website. Leave the char set alone. Leave the name viewport alone. The next part is description. It says content equals and then there's parentheses. So I'm going to type in a description and I'm just going to say your description goes here. That way you'll see that and you'll type your description. And then there's a section called keywords. And I'm just going to put these are some sample keywords separated by commas. Okay. We're going to forget about the icon favicon line. Just leave it there. There's some styles added in this particular sample code. We're going to leave all that in. Okay. So anything that you see that appears between tags called style, there's a whole bunch of stuff there. Just ignore it all, leave it alone. Then there's a section with some script that I'm going to remove because that is some Google Analytics code. We're going to add that in later. You're going to find the end of the head section. The body section will start. And I'm going to go ahead and put in here, since I promised this to you all, okay. I'm going to put in the image, so img src equals, and we're just going to put the name of the image. That one ended up being a JPG if I remember correctly. Yeah. Alt equals, this is where you describe the image. And then I'm going to put a P for paragraph. This is where you type some text. This text is part of a paragraph section that is held within two other div type sections of code. Above this text is your image. If your image fails to display, then you will see the text that describes the image as it is phrased within the quotes in the alt section of your image tag. If your image tag is really messed up, then that part of the page just won't work right at all. Below this is going to appear, or below this we will display your first link. Thanks. Last, okay, and paragraph. And div. And then we're going to say div class equals primary. And don't try to type what I'm typing right now because I'm leaving out a lot of stuff that I know I'm not speaking every character that I'm typing. And we're going to say div. And we're going to say href equals if you click here, you will leave this page and go to google.com. Okay. File, save, close. Now I'm going to right click on this index file now that I've saved it and say open with Google Chrome. Oh, I need to change one more thing. Okay. I need to find the background color, and we're going to just have that be a defaulted white. Okay, I'm going to open it with Google and test it again. Yeah! Why is the border black? Border color. Ah. Open with, I think I finally got it right. Yeah, there we go. That looks pretty. Okay, this is a good start, guys. You're gonna like this. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a glance really quick with the camera. So everything is, this is what your site is gonna look like. This is when I open it just right here from the computer. See that? Your image, and right here is a link, and it says if you click here, you will leave this page and go to Google, and watch this. Kapow! Google. Okay, so I'm going to close out of that, and then I'm going to go into oneandone.com. oneandone.com, and I'm going to log in. Please say that I have the login code. I do. Okay. So you're going to go to oneandone.com. You're going to type in your customer ID number. This is the world's tiniest keyboard. Okay. I'm getting logged in. Okay. Asked if I want to save the password. I said yes. I'm going to click on where it has my hosting package that my domain name is now attached to. On the left where it says the description of the contract, it'll say loading your personal stuff. I'm going to, if you forgot your FTP password, you can simply and quickly set a new one. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, close that reminder. Now I'm going to scroll down until I see hosting, and then until I see manage web space, and then I see web space explorer. We haven't used FileZilla yet. We'll do that another day. You won't need it to upload these types of simple files. So there's a little computer screen symbol and a little up arrow, and if you hover over it, it says upload. We're going to left click on that. For real right now? For real? Yeah, for real. And my head hurts so bad that I can't think clearly. So I just pulled up the file transfer box on the wrong computer where the file is not located. Okay, so I'm gonna go to oneandone.com on the right computer. That's what happens when you have 3 screens in front of you and your eyes are tired and you've done too many things in one day. Okay, log in. Oh my gosh. Alright, my login code. This is why web developers and designers are supposed to be paid $100 an hour, because what we do is tedious and time consuming, and it gives you a headache. No, it doesn't always give you a headache, but it is tedious and time consuming, and it takes a lot of careful thought and planning. So I am now logged in on the correct computer where the files are actually located. Normally I could just pull out the memory stick and stick it in another computer and it would have been no big deal, but I haven't made copies of those files into the memory stick yet. The files are all on my desktop. So scrolling down to Web Space Explorer, once again, and choosing the upload symbol, and your box pops up and it says choose a file. The first file I'm going to choose, I'm going to, underneath organize, there's a menu, and I'm going to click on desktop, and then I'm going to click on index, and I'm going to say open. And it's kind of silly because you're telling, it says open, but really it should say like move this file, because that's what's really happening. The file is being moved from your desktop of your computer or from your folder on your memory stick. It's being moved from there into the hosting account. But anyway, the way the box is, it says open. We're not opening it, we're not viewing it right now, we're moving it. Okay, so you're going to choose a second file now, and you're going to click on your image and say open, but really you're moving it. And then it's going to prompt you to choose a third file, but you're just going to ignore that and hit OK, because it's so polite. It's always offering to do the next step. And the little wheel will spin. And something I just do whenever this happens, because when you get to be a web developer, you upload files so frequently that, and you get where you're trying to type fast and you're trying to think fast and you're thinking about different things. It's a good moment to just like take a deep breath and like look out the window and remember that there's like real life outside of your computer. All right, so now the moment of truth. I'm going to open a new tab, and in the address bar, I've got my Google working properly again. I reinstalled it all. There was some sort of add-on that I don't know how got onto my computer, but it did, and I had to remove it. So I opened a new tab in Google Chrome, which I love, 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 love this browser. And I'm going to type in my web address. Now, a full web address would be http://www. And my web address is tcwdiyc.com. Enter. And there it is! Yay! So the image is there, there's some text there, and if you click here, it's a link to Google. So if you've gotten to this part and you didn't pull out all of your hair or like poke yourself in the eye really hard during this extremely long video, you should feel super excited, because at this point you're gonna have you're gonna see like how easy it is to make a website. I am so off schedule, it's really bad, but it's worth it. I think it's going to be worth it. So, the code for all of this, okay, let's do a little demonstration here. I've said it before, but I want to show you. Do you see why I'm so confused, guys? Okay, so here is the website live. Here's the image, here's the text, and this down here is a link. And you can't tell that it's a link because of the way I implemented some styling stuff. But if you click on it, it takes you to Google. So we're going to go back. Okay, we're back here. Now, see this white space off to the side? If I right click, right here, it says View Page Source in Google Chrome. So I'm going to select that and look, see all this code? This is all the sample code that I'm going to give to you for free. So what I want you to do is highlight all of this code, go all the way to the bottom, make sure you get every single thing. It's exactly 93 lines at this point. And then on your keyboard, you're going to hold the Control key down, and while you're holding it down, you're going to hit the C and then let go. So you did a copy. You copied my code, and I'm giving you permission to. That is a very rare thing there, guys. Very rare. Alright, and then over here, see where my mouse is moving around? Over here, you're going to click on your index file one time, and then you're going to right click it, and you're going to say Open with Sublime Text 2. And there is that beautiful Sublime Text 2. And whatever you have here in this screen, I want you to just clear it all out. Just go like this and hit backspace. And you're going to do Control, hold down Control, and then press the V key. And you're just going to paste in the code that I have in there. Now, this is the exact instructions that you will follow if it is October 29th, 2015. That's the day that I'm recording and creating this tutorial video. The code on the page may have changed since then if you're watching it after the fact. So you just hit save. And then here's my index file, and there's my image file. And yeah, that's it. And that's what you upload into your hosting plan there. So it's a great start. Print out the code, take some time, look at it, make some notes on there with something to write with. See if you can get your image and text and link to display. See if you can get it uploaded into your hosting plan. Essentially, and I'll say this while I massage my head because I'm in pain. I mean, this is it. Websites are links, pictures, and text. If you add more pages, you link to them. That's how you get to them. And if you add more images, you just add more image tags. And if you add more text, you add more text. And if you want more sections or more paragraphs, you just make more sections and paragraphs. We already have all those elements in that page right now. You just make more of them. And I'll get into all the details of all that. So play with it. I hope you have good luck with it. I'm going to give you my email address one more time. The email address to contact me is tcwdiyc@gmail.com. Perhaps the most poorly chosen name for a website or an email address ever. Again, this is the sample site that we're going to progress and develop together during the tutorials. And then eventually the main site that goes with this site is going to be called The Complete Web DIY Course.com. And when you go to that site, you're going to see a menu, and it's going to have the name of the course, the website address, a description, and then a menu, which is a list of all the videos that you can watch and the titles of the videos, and all of that sort of thing. So I'm going to try really hard to get these 2 videos uploaded into YouTube and then shared on my Facebook and Twitter promoting accounts. And I guess that's it. If you've been watching and following along, best of luck to you. I hope I can help. And these videos are really long. I really had intended on making a whole bunch of really tiny short videos, but I kind of feel like it's taking on a process of like teaching a class. And when you teach a class how to do something, you just kind of have to go with what happens in an allotted amount of time. So I'm just kind of going with it. If I don't do this, if I don't share this information and just go with it, then it's not going to get shared. It's not going to be perfect, and that is okay. Even though I'm a little bit OCD sometimes, it's okay. It's going to be okay. Alright, so it's just going to get better and better. Thank you. I hope you share this, and I hope you get excited about building websites. We have lots more to come. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.